Why does marriage matter? There's a lot of things about marriage, and marriage matters in different ways. Some of the problems to our nation is without marriage is it causes lots of problems. There's a few interesting things about marriage. Children need both parents. Teen birth rate for girls when their father leaves before they are 6 years old is 35%, 7 times the rate from when fathers stay married. Boys without fathers at home are twice as likely to end up in prison. And those are statistics from the National Marriage Week USA. Marriage reduces poverty. We would have 25% less poverty today if we had the marriage rates we had in 1970. Only 2% of poverty if you finish high school, work full-time, and postpone marriage. Childbearing until age 21. 77% chance of poverty if you don't do these three things. That's a 77% chance of poverty. So let me go through those three things again. Finish high school, work full-time, and postpone marriage until age 21. Those three things, that's really significant. In the US, marriage drops probability of child poverty by 82%. 82%, that's a lot. Okay, so the benefits of marriage: married adults live longer, they have better health and greater personal happiness reported. Children raised by both parents at home perform better in school, have less addiction, less teen pregnancy, and less trouble with the law. Marriage is the unsung anti-poverty program. So if you're against poverty and you want to help alleviate poverty, then help everyone be married and committed to that. That's part of the reason I think that I like to say I do marriage counseling, is to help avoid poverty. Single motherhood is the greatest cause for poverty among women and children. Married adults have more wealth and financial stability. Healthy marriage saves U.S. taxpayers $112 billion per year for divorce and unwed childbearing. $112 billion per year for divorce and unwed childbearing. Marriage does save a lot of money for the nation, and it helps you be more wealthy. Those are a few quick tidbits. Those are big. I remember growing up at church, there was a story told about understanding the value of things. The story is told about a man walking down the sidewalk past some workers, and as he was standing there watching, he went over and asked some of the workers, "What are you doing?" The first man, he said, "Well, I'm laying brick." And so, yeah, he could see that. He's taking the bricks and laying them there, stacking them up. Another worker came by. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm building a building." And that was fine. A little while later, another worker came along and said, "What are you doing?" "I think we're building a cathedral." And that was a different answer from each of them. So the kid, he caught another worker going by and he asked, "What are you doing?" And the man turned and looked at him and said, "We are building a temple, a house of God." So what are you building when you are building your marriage? You're building a stronger nation. You're building greater wealth, health, and happiness. That's an important part of marriage and the value of that. I haven't heard it recently, but about 10 years ago, I remember hearing about a thing called a starter marriage, where the attitude had changed, where I'll just get married and that'll be my starter marriage. That'll last 5 to 10 years, and then we'll divorce, and then I'll find my lifelong partner. What I find, at least half the couples that come in for marriage counseling, many of them lived together 5 to 15 years before they got married. I always ask, "How long have you been married and how long have you been together?" And probably most often than not, the couples I get in my office, there's 2 different answers to that. When we're with someone, it makes a difference on our level of commitment. Whether we're living together or we're committed or we're building and shaping a family, Are we raising children? And another perspective is we are teaching the future generation of the nation, the leaders of the nation. So when we look at our children and our grandchildren, are we just raising children or the new nation?